It's your man, Noel the Overcomer, and in today's video, I'm going to be covering my range preparation and also some of Maryland's firearm law. Okay, so first of all, when I go to the range, I'm going to be shooting my Glock 19. I'm not going to take my AR. I already have, gotten some experience with that. Right now, I just want to break it in. I want to make sure everything is working properly, and I also just want to get used to shooting with a handgun. Majority of my military career, I shot with the M4, which is an assault rifle, and I haven't had an extensive amount of experience with handguns. I have shot them before, but I have not shot them as much as I've shot the M4. So I have my Glock 19, has a laser and a flashlight on it. I'm also going to recharge the laser tonight. I'm going to recharge the laser. I'm going to hit it with some CLP. Once I put the CLP in it, hey man, hey, what you doing, man? What's going on, buddy? Come here. You gotta be scared. You on YouTube, man. This is Nico. Um, this is my favorite guy right here. He's gonna be in a lot of the videos. So I hope you all like dogs. But anyways, so yeah, this is the Glock 19 right here. Now, I'm going to be taking to the range with me 4 to 5 magazines, maybe 6. I'm going to be shooting 100 to 150 rounds. So one of the magazines that I actually want to go get a couple more of these, is a 33 round Glock magazine, 33 rounds. In addition to that magazine, I also have one, two, I have 1, 2, 3, and I actually have another one. 1, 2, 3. It's in my front pocket. Four Glock magazines. This one is partially loaded, but I'm going to be putting some more bullets in it. I have these 4 10-round magazines, and I have this 133-round magazine. I may go in my room and pull out another magazine. However, for now, I'm just going to keep it at these 5 magazines. Holds 30, holds 10, holds 10, holds 10, holds 10. I have range ammunition, even though I'm going to be, or I should be going to an outdoor range. Um, I have outdoor, I have outdoor ammunition. I have range ammunition. Even though the plan is to go to an outdoor range, I don't know if things will change and I'll need to go to an indoor range. So, I just wanted to use this because the last time I went to the range with my 5.56, they were complaining about green tip bullets. So, I just want to make it easier for me and easier for them. So, I have about 100 rounds right now in this box, and I'm going to load up these magazines while I talk about some of Maryland's gun laws. For those of you who don't know, I live in the state of Maryland. Maryland's gun laws are some of the more strict gun laws in the United States of America. Now, there are other states like New Jersey, California, New York that have strict gun laws, along with the nation's capital. However, I'm going to focus on the state of Maryland. In the state of Maryland, in order to purchase a long gun or a rifle, the only thing you need is to be a certain age, and you can just buy it and take it home. Like, you can leave out the store with that. I know because when I, purchased my firearm, that was the process. However, to purchase a handgun, it's a little bit different. You actually need an HQL, which is a handgun qualifications license, and You have to take a course and practice with a licensed firearm instructor. That's Maryland state law if you want to own a handgun. Me being prior service, aka a Army veteran who has an honorable discharge, I was able to bypass that process and apply directly for my HQL without undergoing any specialized training. The reason I don't have a problem with the HQL course being mandated in order to buy a handgun is because I understand that there are a lot of civilians who don't understand weapons.
Very direct. He disarmed the gentleman, cleared the weapon, and evacuated them from the range. So after they had the incident, we took them in the lobby. We recapped with them what rules they broke at our range, and then we got their stuff for them, and then we banned them for life.
And so a lot of people grab guns and they think you can just point them in any direction. They want to take pictures, pointing guns at their head, pointing it at their friends. They think it's funny. They think it's a good joke until you accidentally shoot someone that you love or an innocent person, a defenseless person. You end up shooting them all due to your negligence, and you may even go to jail. So I'm not against the HQL course being mandated. Because once again, in the Army, we learned about things like don't flag people, always point your weapon down, don't aim your firearm at anything you don't intend on shooting. However, civilians, they haven't had this drilled into them. I feel like, will not fully understand the different things that they need to watch for as gun owners. After you purchase a handgun from a gun store in the state of Maryland, you're still required to fill out a form called the 77R form. This form is basically another background check, which at this point, I feel like the state of Maryland is being a little too excessive, but that's my opinion. The only reason I feel that way is because you had to undergo a process with the Maryland State Police in which they, are able to approve you for your handgun qualification license. So it's like if you already approved me and you have it on record that I have one, then I should not have to now go through another background check if my background is clear. To have to go through, an additional background check every time I purchase a handgun. It's like if a person violates a law that makes them that puts them on a ban list from buying a firearm. It's like just going to take their HQL instead of making it hard. But I understand. I believe that some of these laws are in fact here to deter people from buying firearms just because we have people, even in government, who are really anti Second Amendment. You know, they don't believe people should own guns. They don't believe people should bear arms. And I'm not going to say they're wrong because we also are, in America, we have a right to have our own opinion and we got freedom of speech. However, the Second Amendment is also a part of that Constitution. So we can't take that away. So, the Second Amendment is a protected right for U.S. citizens under the United States government. So as long as the United States government is still intact, we have our Second Amendment rights, meaning, we should be able to own firearms. So with that being said, I understand that some of these laws are really just to make it harder for people to buy firearms. I'm not against there being a process. However, I feel like once it becomes hard for hardworking citizens to be able to, buy firearms to protect themselves, then there's a problem. But anyways, you fill out the 77R. You wait 7 days. The state of Maryland tell you if you're approved or not disapproved, which is weird to me, but they don't say you're approved. They say not disapproved or disapproved. So, and then after you're not disapproved, you can go pick up your firearm. And that's pretty much the process that I had to go through with this Glock. Once you get your HQL, however, that's not like there's more that still needs to be done. Because in the state of Maryland, you're not allowed to purchase a firearm, a handgun, within 30 days of a handgun purchase. So you can't purchase 2 handguns within 30 days unless you're a designated firearms collector. I recently applied for my license, and I am officially a designated firearms collector, according to the state of Maryland. I had the paperwork in my room. I might put it in this video. I might not. But yeah, I'm a designated firearm collector. So that means it more than likely will be a little easier for me to buy my guns as often as I want to, especially since I'm prior service, and it's an enjoyable hobby for me. I love firearms, I love hunting, and I love fishing. Um, so I have that license. And the next step, because just because you have an HQL, it doesn't mean that you're permitted to carry a firearm. So my next step is getting my CCW and the reciprocity so that I can carry in different states. Because in the state of Maryland, you can't carry a firearm unless you have your concealed carry weapons license, which I don't have. So even when I go to the range, I'll be separating my magazines. I'll be making sure that I don't have one in the head, one in the chamber. I'm gonna clear my weapon. I'm gonna put it in my kit, and I'm gonna take my lock out, and I'm gonna lock it until I get to the range. That's responsible gun ownership, so that God forbid, but if the police should have to pull us over for whatever reason, when they look in the vehicle, they'll see that everything, as far as my firearms is concerned, is up to code with the Maryland state law, and there's nothing that they can say about that. So, yep. So that's 40 rounds right there. The spring on this is just moving funny. It's a new magazine. However, I'm gonna see what's going on with this when I go to the range. You can't just carry a handgun because you have it. You have to have the proper license for it in the state of Maryland. Um, About to load this up real good, and I'll be ready for the range. And hopefully this weekend, I'll be able to do a Glock 19 disassembly and cleaning video. So that's another thing I'd like to get done this weekend, because whenever you fire a firearm, there's something called carbon that begins to fill the weapon. If you don't clean the carbon out of the firearm, what happens is it causes the weapon to malfunction when you're shooting it. So sometimes I see people complaining about their magazines causing jams. Well, sometimes the magazine isn't the problem. Sometimes the problem is the fact that they have a firearm coated with carbon, or they have a firearm that hasn't been lubricated properly. Lack of lubrication or excess of carbon equals a jammed gun, aka a weapons malfunction. These are about five. These are 5 magazines right here, full to the brim, 33 rounds, 10 round, 10 round, 10 round, 10 round. And then I have about 50 left, and I want to go ahead and maybe go get 100 more. Like I said, I want to get a good feel for my new Glock. I want to zero my laser, and I just want to have a good time. Um, Getting familiar with probably my future everyday carry.